This is SAWBBL Season 7, Game 5. My Simyin against Donkeyman's Chaos Pact. So fairly new. Wrestle and then Blodge on the Dark Elf and a block. What have I got? I've got move 8 monkey and a tackle monkey as well. I'm starting to get some skills on my gorillas, which is nice. 2 guard and 1 block, and then I've got 1 journeyman at the moment. I may be out of journeyman range soon, which will be marvellous news. He's got a 1 inducement, which is he's got Withergrass double rule, which he's taking to the World Cup. So he's sort of testing him out. He's got tackle, wrestle, prehensile tail, and tentacles, which is cool. It's always interesting when I turn up in blue. It doesn't usually, normally the home team, your own team is in red. So when I watch a thing and they're in blue, it always looks a bit strange, and they're on the right as well. But that's okay. So let's see how we go. So I chose to kick, I think, and just hope that my team survive, basically. Yeah, I think so that's two guys off the pitch straight away, which is a bit of a blow. Yeah, I think I was playing this one when the kids were still awake, which is possibly an error. I can never quite concentrate as well as I should. I just put a tackle zone on the ball carrier. He's got dodge, so he'll probably just dodge away, but that's fine. It's still forcing dice rolls. If you can get a tackle zone on the ball carrier and then they have to sort of force the blitz, then that's a good thing. But Ag 4, so just wanders away, and that's no problem. But basically, he makes a mistake in that I think I've just got a blitz on the ball carrier, basically, unless he does something. I don't think he does anything to fix that one. So the only question I had was whether, so I've got my wrestle tackle guy here, and so if I can get a guarder in, then that gives me a 2 dice block with wrestle and tackle on the ball carrier. So his dodge and block don't actually do anything. So the aim here is to, and this is one's bonehead. So the aim here is to grab this guy away. Oh no, he's not my guarder. He's my guarder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 2 go for it to get the guarder in there, but I think it's worth it probably. Maybe it's not worth it actually. Mathematically, just make me just go for the 1 dice straight away. But let's see what happens. So just so get that in there, and then grab this guy away. And then I think I do go for the 2 go for it. So that would be a sort of, so it's a 50-50 chance of getting him down. But then it goes, I suppose if 2 go for it's work, then it's great. So, and it's also useful having the gorilla over there as well. So yeah, first go for it, second go for it works, and then it's rosy really. The only disadvantage of that blitz was that obviously the ball was always going to go backwards. So because the elf wasn't stunned, he could have just picked it up and run away with it again. So what I did here was just dodge into there, which worked on 5, but then dodge out to get the ball. But that one didn't work. So even with a reroll, so I hurt myself. He picks up the ball and then goes to form a cage. I think he might be fouling this guy in a minute. If he doesn't, then I've just got a wrestle tackle again next to the ball carrier. But this time he does foul. So he fouled. The foul failed, and also, but he didn't get sent off. So I've got my wrestle tackle guy here, but obviously he's got 2 assists, so it's not tremendously helpful. So I think what I do is go for the half dice and then hope to push next to the gorilla. That was an interesting choice there. So he half diced my big fella, which is fine at the end of the turn. Just why not? Just give it a go. But then used a reroll. I think I'd have managed kept the reroll basically. Or not done it, but basically with something like that, if you're prepared to burn the reroll, then do it. But if you're not prepared to burn the reroll, then don't do it or something. Yeah, top-notch commentary there. Anyway, I think you get the idea. I wouldn't have burned the reroll in that situation. So, yeah, did I blitz there? No. Right, okay, so now, so he blitzes, so there I was going to use the reroll, because I have wrestle, so it's a 2/3 chance of it working. Didn't work, I sculled, and then I sculled again, and then he hurt himself. Now, he got badly hurt, so it's a league game, so many people possibly wouldn't use the apothecary there, but I was concentrating on winning the game, and I think this little fella is quite key to winning the game against a blodger. So I used the apothecary there and just hope that no one dies later in the game. He removes my big guy. Yeah, he's only got armor 8 now, so I might need to replace him at some point, because that armor 8 meant that he left the pitch. I'm devoting too much time to Withergrass because he's got wrestle, so it's not actually very easy to hurt him. That was quite nice. I powed the blodger. Didn't need to worry about wrestle and tackle. Just roll powers. It's fine. And the ball is loose again. It's a very scrappy half. This problem is he's at some point he's still got one reroll, and I'm failing to mark players. I don't really have enough players to mark because I've got 2 knockouts and a badly hurt, and I've been playing with 9 for the entire half. Ho hum. So yes, he is just punching my guys, and he's got the ball on the Dark Elf again. I think I'm about to make a stupid mistake. Alright, so now I'm I'm one dicing with the Journey Monkey, and I roll a 1 dice pow, which is tidy. Yeah, that was the best I had on that situation. So I knew I could blitz the ball carrier, but I knew I couldn't get more than 1 dice on him. So yeah, 1 dice pow. Happy days. Ball is loose there, and then I managed to, and then I got half dice on the Minotaur, which came off after a reroll into a double pow. So this was quite a nice turn dice wise. It's called getting away with it, basically. So I think he retrieves the ball on this one. Dark Elf was stunned, which is definitely a bonus. He doesn't. It brings the scoring threat back into the mix. Yeah, and this is where I mess up completely. So I had a 2 dice block on this guy, but instead I took the 1 dice block and it sculled out, and that was just poor. And I deserved to lose a touchdown at this stage because I messed up. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I just sort of, at the very last minute, changed who I was blocking because I thought, oh, it's a 1 dice. So yeah. Now here, this is an interesting one. So he stood up and got the ball. I think I'd have been very tempted to get the ball away down there somewhere. So that was the only scorer there. So it really needed what I'd really have knocked him down with Russell. And here he sculled, so that was a bit of a blow. So yeah, definitely got away with the 0-0 at half time there. That was a bit bonkers. So just a bit of punching just to finish off. And then I have 9 players for the second half, which is 2 fewer than is ideal because one of my KOs didn't come back. So yeah, so I don't have very high hopes of stalling out for very long, so I think I'm going to go for a fairly quick score and then hope that he sort of messes up his drive, because Chaos Pact can mess up quite easily because with their loner, and they can definitely skull out quite quickly. So yeah, fairly tidy down there. It's all looking alright. but not quite as nice as I like it. So yeah, so I'm just going to go for the score on this one, which gives him 5 turns to score back. But he didn't actually have any rerolls at this stage, so I thought reasonable. But the kick went very short, and sort of close to the side where his players were. He removed one of my players straight away with the Minotaur, and then went for this huge throw, which didn't work. And so the ball was loose. So I was quite cheerful at this point, because I should have been able to do something good here. But I wasn't at that stage. Trundling through. Yeah, and the dice kept doing good things for me, basically. So everything was pointing towards a good result. I kept powering his Dark Elf, his Blodger. That was really good. The ball came to my side. It's just everything's going sort of according to plan, really. Put the gorilla in there just next to the ball. I'm trying to remember where it goes wrong, or if it goes wrong. Right, here we go. So I've got just 3 big fellas around the ball. Just trying to basically because I'm 1-0 up, in a fairly sort of cozy position. I'm just trying to make life difficult for him. This is quite a key turn, this one, I think. So he pows onto the ball, and the ball bounces onto my gorilla, who drops it. And goes there, okay. Maybe it's not the key turn. Oh yes, this time. Alright, so this time he powers the gorilla, Minotaur, gorilla on the ball, bounces to my guy, and then bounces to his guy, who catches it on a 5+. So now he's got the ball, and he can run away with it. Yep. Can form a cage, and then go in for the 1-0. For the 1-all, sorry. So yeah, a bit of a... I didn't play tremendously well, but at the same time I was punished by some... Well, I didn't play very well. I had some really good dice, in that he had some really rubbish dice, and then it just all went slightly wrong. And then I was going for thinking about the 1-turn score, but he rolled a blitz. So it didn't work, obviously. So yeah, that was my first... Well, no, it wasn't my first loss, because I drew. So again, a draw, but it felt like a loss, because I'm 12th man. It's Khemri are zooming off into the distance. So yeah, that was game 5. Yeah, good fun one, but a bit disappointing. Yeah, played not as well as I could have done, I don't think. But yeah, good fun game.